Howdy all, Muklex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so I'm going to head back out, do some more scrounging, as I do. I do like to scrounge in this game. Will you go down the ladder, please? Thank you. I know I tried to do the, I don't have any gun parts. You know, and I haven't really found any, guns really yet, which makes it difficult to, obtain said gun parts. I think I'm going to go out this way and see if that side road connects out this way. Make it okay, it doesn't like it when I'm speeding here, I guess. I don't know. Game's loading in. I haven't been playing very long. So yeah, apparently I didn't read the exact message, but apparently one of the books I forgot to look to see what it did is why that green buff was appearing. Something about when I get hit. No. I was talking about being hit. I didn't want to be hit. Where do I go to get... Whoa, I said I didn't want to be hit. And she runs up and punches me while I'm looking at the map. It's not very nice. Not very nice at all. That's a weird patch of brown there. Yeah, so... Man, I finally finished Vampire Diaries. I don't know how long that's been off the air. A couple of years, I think, at this point, right? A year? A couple of years? I don't know. But my niece and I had started watching it when she was like 13 or 14, and now she's like almost 20. So we've been hacking at it off and on for a while. And so we finally finished it. It's pretty good. I mean, I really like the show. And I'm not saying all of it is great. There are some weaker storylines in there. And it, as the type of show it is, it can get a little repetitive. Sometimes. But no, they had a pretty good conclusion to the series, and I rather, well, that didn't go anywhere. I rather enjoyed it, and then we tried to watch. Oh, ow! Then we tried to watch. I'm looking for a road that goes north. The originals, and everybody that I have talked to who has watched both Vampire Diaries and the originals tells me that there's no road heading north from here. I thought maybe, well, what about if we continue east then? Is there a road continuing east maybe? Get out of this smoky smokes. No. Nope. All right. Cross country it is. And I have found the 10 episodes of the originals we watched to be dreadfully boring so far. I I don't understand how they're made by the same, like, the originals is based off of Vampire Diaries, right? Uh, Maybe you've never seen Vampire Diaries. So Vampire Diaries is based off of some, you know, uh, vampire love story, Twilight kind of thing. Not like Twilight though. I mean, I guess I haven't read the books, but the series is, in my opinion, way better than Twilight. I didn't like Twilight. I definitely didn't like the Twilight books. And uh, Vampire Diaries is a bit more. Like, t- really? I can't go forward or backward. Uh, Twilight is like there's vampires and werewolves, and that's about it. And Vampire Diaries is like vampires, werewolves, and witches. So things are a bit more complicated on that front, and there's a lot of other creatures as well. Um, and there's a lot more factions doing things, and but the interactions with the characters I find are a lot more like a story and a lot less like a romance. I guess. I mean, it's heavily about the romance, but it's not like the romance is always the focus of the thing, right? And I prefer story, I guess. Anyways, so the originals in the Vampire Diaries are the original vampires, and they were created by a spell that their mother cast to keep them safe from the werewolves. And so now it's modern day, and that was 1,000 years ago. And the somewhere in there, the originals had spent some time in New Orleans, and they go back to New Orleans for their series. And but man, they just sit around and talk too much. Vampire Diaries usually has some kind of overarching bad guy for the season, or like they're trying to stop one of the main characters from being a bad guy, kind of thing. And the originals is like, I'm the bad guy, and this used to be my city, and I want it back. And then he's really good friends with the guy who's like, but you left, and now I'm king of this city, and you can't have it back. But we're gonna sit around and laugh and joke at the bar together, even though we've both said that we're going to uh, fight for control of the city. But what we really mean is we're just gonna sit around and laugh and joke with each other, and we're never going to fight over control of the city ever. Well, here's a conundrum. Go really fast. Oh, that wasn't that deep. And so I wish they would do something. They need a third party on that show that either tears them apart or unites them or something, because I am tired of the talking. I mean, not to say there isn't some, fighting mildly involved, but um, there's not a lot. And I think the closest they had to an interesting episode was it's hard to explain this without explaining it. One of the originals, Klaus, is a vampire, but his father was a werewolf, and werewolfism, lycanthropy in Vampire Diaries is hereditary. Hereditary. There we go. And so when Klaus's mother cast a spell to turn them into vampires, which were a thing, but not common, or I don't know. Um, it turned him into a vampire. And so when he ate his first person, that activated his werewolf curse. And so now he is both a werewolf and a vampire. And that can't be. And so he is unique. He is the hybrid, right? Uh, but they used a different magic to cast the spell, which is the doppelgangers, which are actually the original vampires, and so using the doppelganger meant that he can't make other hybrids, and so when he bites a werewolf, the werewolf dies. When he bites a vampire, the vampire dies from the werewolf venom, and so there's no others of his kind, basically. But then they discovered that if he uses the blood of the doppelganger, then he can make them. I think that's how it went. It's been a while. And anyway, so now he's gotten this werewolf girl pregnant, and um, so that's in the story. And his family of vampires want to protect her because she's family now, and that's all they want is family. They're family people, and so the group of witches are currently being controlled by the vampire king of New Orleans, and they wanted some leverage, and so they cast a spell. Yeah, that totally didn't get me anywhere. Look at that. I just basically traveled cross country for no reason. And so they linked one of their witches to the pregnant werewolf, Haley, and then uh, Marcel, the vampire king of New Orleans, I think he's the one that did it. Stuck the matching witch, I don't know what her name is, with poison curse that's going to kill uh, Klaus, the original hybrid's baby. They solve it, but it's like the only interesting part storyline so far. Really, it's the only thing that felt actiony, right? Everything else is just sitting around. I'm gonna take back the city. This is my city. How can you be so mean to us, brother? It's just like, ugh. So we jumped over and we watched Priest instead of more episodes. I was like, here's a vampire movie I like, I think. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't remember if it's still good or not. But in my memory, it was good, and it was still good. Um, Priest is super fun. If you're looking for something a little less chatty, a little more actiony. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like a good chatty movie if that's what I'm going into, but I kind of need my vampires to do something, and they weren't doing something in the originals. And because, okay, just comparison, right? So, I don't remember all the seasons of Vampire Diaries perfectly, but like there was a season where they well like the newest season that we just watched, they had released a monster, uh the Siren, who was attached to another monster who was the basis for Satan, I guess. I don't think that was probably accurate, but um he had his own version of hell that he was sending people to so he could eat their souls. And and so there was like friends and enemies had to band together to fight it. Klaus was a bad guy for a couple of seasons. Klaus's father was a bad guy. Klaus's mother was a bad guy. There was external influences coming in to to make a story, to make something happen, to make them have to fight. Characters are killed and new characters join. I think the main character's mother was a bad guy for a season, and or at least part of a season. And so I was just really surprised to be like 10 something episodes into the originals and still not have hit some kind of actual something going on. Um, Especially after we just watched Klaus, in Vampire Diaries, basically kill all the werewolves and vampires that tried to stop him, and now he's in New Orleans and he's like, I can't kill anybody because reasons. We don't have any, but he's just not killing anybody. And so yeah. But Priest, if you've never seen Priest is a fun one. It's uh post-apocalyptic, post-vampire war, which is the apocalypse, was the vampire war. Humans sort of won, and this is a new place, right? Humans sort of won the war, and so vampires are supposed to be kept in reservations, the few that are left, and so there's um, vampires for the most part can't go out in the sun, and they're also not human. They're not. I mean, there are some in there that are maybe they were human. I'm not really clear on their thing, but vampires and humans have been fighting a war since time began, right, in their show. Although it seems weird because I don't think that's true. I think that's a lie that was told to them by the church that controls everything. And so they've got this guy. Well, they got an order of priests who are um, a little more than human, or they're humans, but they're humans that are faster and stronger than regular people, and so then they're trained in method. I keep hitting the wrong key here, trying to use things. They I can see you. Oh, you think you're funny, do you? They're basically, you know, specially trained super soldiers kind of thing that uh, fight in ways that allow them to kill vampires. And so they're the ultimate weapon that helps the humans win the war. And why'd you come out of there, man? Now your head came off. I hope you're proud of yourself. Learn how to craft time charges. Ooh, I'm going to just use that right now. Make me heal. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, did this guy get this door busted down yet? Nope. He's not going at it very quickly. And, so, after the war, they don't need super vampire hunting priests, a lot of whom were taken as children and taught to be weapons. And so the order is disbanded, and they are sent to live among society, which means most of them got like no skill jobs. Shoveling coal was the example in the intro, and so then there's this family, and the vampires come for them. Now the vampires are not supposed to be loose like that, but the vampires come for them and kill the mother and father and take the daughter. And so you don't know what's going on, but turns out, spoilers, haha, spoilers. Turns out that she's bait for one particular priest, and he breaks his vows, disobeys the church, and goes to save her. And so it's pretty good. It's very actiony. It's not. They're not like Matrix super soldiers or anything like that. It's just they know how to fight. Oh, what's this? Oh, a ratchet, huh? I don't know what you're talking about shotguns because it's a ratchet. Also, the mini bike chassis. Nice. This is a good find. And a shotgun Messiah crate. Come on, machine gun. Ugh, stone sledgehammer. Does that give me hammer parts or anything? No, it got me 7 small stones. Well, that was disappointing. That was a disappointing shotgun Messiah crate. But yeah, it was. I really like that movie. It's got the guy who plays Vision is the main actor, and then the guy that plays the guy from Thor Ragnarok with the machine guns. That joins Hell as her henchman. He's in it too. Carl Urban, that's his name. I don't remember I think I want to say it's Peter something. Peter Bletchney. something like that. I'm not great with names. But yeah, I liked it. It was still good. Special effects and the fighting were still pretty good. It's a few years old now. I have suffered an abrasion. Not an abrasion. I don't know how to fix an abrasion. I got a bruised knee. Look at it. I bruised my knee. That guy slapped me and left me with a bruise. I don't like it. I accidentally hit the button that changes how you drive. I don't like that either. Oh, and then we watched Mr. Right, which is a pretty funny. We should check here, see if they've got any potatoes. It's pretty funny. It's rom-com, I guess. Sort of. It's about this woman who her boyfriend cheats on her, and she goes on a bit of a bender, and then she meets this guy who falls in love with her immediately. And the trick is though is that the guy it's great. I'm not gonna remember their names. Oh no, I am. Anna Kendrick and Sam Rockwell. Um, and Sam Rockwell is a assassin who was left for dead and has decided to fight back by well, he retired, and he people won't stop trying to hire him. So he has decided that what he's going to do is anytime someone hires him, he will kill them. And but then he meets Anna Kendrick, and she tells him he has to stop killing people. And so it's super funny. I guess it's not super funny. It's a pretty good action movie. I can't fit through your tiny door. But he like completely is honest with her, and she thinks he's joking. And so like he'll kill somebody, and he's like, "Where'd you?" She's like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I had to go in the parking lot and kill this guy." And then she laughs, because she doesn't believe him. And so it's stuff like that, and then eventually, Timothy Roth, who's one of my favorite actors, comes for him because he's the guy who left him for dead, and that's not really a spoiler if you're watching the movie. It's pretty blatantly obvious. And so yeah, it's and then on top of that, there's this guy who's trying to he's in a mob, and so he's trying to have his brother killed. Jeez, I think that pig was ever gonna die. And so he tries to trick Sam Rockwell into killing his brother. So that's all mixed up in there too. It's pretty good. I liked it. But yeah, that's been like my last 3 days or so. Was all that. Well, that wasn't a very good jump, guy. Oh, alright. Can we get a... Is there a... Oh, you know what? There's a whole bunch of hay bales right in here. Can we... Can't remember. Can you pick up hay bales? No. Okay. It's okay. I've got 83 wooden frames on me. I've got plenty of frames here to climb up on. Did you just throw that other lady down there? Man. You think there's something over there? Nope, there's not. I'm kind of surprised I managed to do that. Nope. I don't know who's being all growly like that, but... Oh, oh. Oof. I don't know where those guys came from. Scary. I better take a pain pill. Some water. Hmm. Oh yeah, let me get all that paper. Well, I think I'm gonna call it here. I'll play with them next time if they're still here. So with that, be better than small things. Lead into the light. I will talk to you later.